Welcome to another episode, everyone. This LA gang member explodes on LA gang members and says that no one fears LA gang members at all, that LA is born full of a bunch of cowards, that they have no gang wars going on whatsoever. It's all bluff and not buff here on the internet. This is nasty work. Let's get into it.
Y'all want to hide behind it but not stand on nothing it was built on. Why y'all judge other people? The Hollywood bit that because the Hollywood jumped on the internet and said, I had pending Crip charges when they click up with Crips and got ex-Crips from Hollywood. Body ain't even standing on that Paru shit, but y'all judging other niggas and pointing the finger. Them recruited from Buster little niggas in Arizona and him and some motion. Them ain't even got a proper recruiting ground. Don't know blacks living in Hollywood for y'all to recruit. Y'all gotta go out and recruit. Y'all ain't even got a hood part. I'm tired of seeing all these gangbangers talk about what they would have did and they ain't even standing on. They peace tree and squashing their beef with everybody just to be safe. Only time these is tough is when they had a pack full of homies. You bitch. Red Mafia Family.
Now, Snoopy, before we close this topic out.
Whoa, this is, of course, Snoopy Badass, who's been exploding a lot lately on this podcast, Whippy Apparatus. Witty Apparatus. Shout out to them in that YouTube channel. Snoopy Badass, of course, individuals have been coming for him for some time. Said he's a snitch, that he got on the stand, and that he jumped from hood to hood, but he constantly, at least these days, has something to say about LA gangs and LA gang members. This, of course, is the same individual who before had said that gang members or blacks are afraid of Mexicans, at least in LA, and then doubled down or doubled back and said something a little different, whatever. So, had words to say about Crip Mac being an imposter and not really from the culture, and Crip Mac being a culture then vulture. And so now he's, as we hear, are on LA gangs, period, LA gang members, again, saying that these individuals are nothing to be afraid of and that they're nothing without their homeboys. Well, it's really been like that for some time, not just now. And you do have individuals that will still crash out, whether they are in a pack or not. I don't want individuals to listen to this sort of rhetoric that he's spewing and Poetic Flacco and others and thinking that LA is now some sort of joke that you can come in and do what you want and then make it out. You will not make it out. There are places in LA you cannot go, you should not go. There are gas stations you cannot pull up to. They'll blow your face off, bro. I'm telling you what it is. Don't listen to this nonsense. You're listening to someone who more than likely is not in LA. Is not walking the streets of LA. He's saying this stuff, but he's not walking the streets of LA.
I do want to ask you. I want to ask you.
Lee Ralphie the president. Oh.
I want to ask you about this because, similar to what you just said, Poetic Flacco made a statement where he said, he was kind of trolling. He had on the red rag and stuff like that.
Coming with an unbiased opinion. That's the outside you need. He see these niggas, bro.
And that's what I was going to get to. He said that nobody really is scared of LA gangbangers anymore. Like when it comes to LA gangbangers anymore. Do you believe that? And this also, when people,
because the niggas today ain't the ones who set the foundation. Do you understand the blood and Crip is at its 7th, 8th generation, bro?
Mm-hmm.
It's watered down now, bro. Only will slide for their hood if it's sneakily done in the night or if they're in a pack of their homies. You catch these by themselves, bro. They talk about, oh, I ain't even on that. You catch each one of these by themselves, you're going to get a different in them, bro. This is watered down, bro. And you got these same watered down ass judging other, everything they saying about another is you will find that same in their background. Like, shut the up, yo, nice ass. You ain't no Crips, you ain't no Bloods, you Peachtree, dead homies, nigga. Y'all scary as up. This LA gangs ain't nothing but party gangs now. Get with they homies, party gangs and fashion shows. All they doing is a packing, trying to outdress each other and all that shit, bro. F that shit, bro. Nobody scared of them, bro. Dead homies. What gang war is going down in LA? And don't mention the Hunters and the Hoovers. Anybody else? What's going down right now? Nothing. It's so boring in LA. Resorted to exposing Draco's killer. It's so bored in LA. All the gangbangers on the goddamn internet talking about everybody else's business. It ain't to do there. What they doing?
Nah, you.
All this everybody.
Well, don't want to get into the gang wars that are going on in LA. That's neither here nor there. Just know that there are some going on. There are lives still being lost in the city daily. So again, I just don't want any misinformation being put out. Clearly, of course, not to glorify it. We want it to stop, but it is happening. So, to imply that you can just walk the streets of LA wherever, whenever, and be good. You gonna get someone hurt with that misinformation, because that is indeed misinformation. That's a fallacy. You cannot, you should not, you better not. You better know where you're at what time, and what you're doing. You better know it.
Hiding unless it's like a project gang, like the Jungles or the Nickersons or the PJs or the Grape Street. Yeah, they're protected. They're the inside, so they could. But you go through these little neighborhood gangs and you don't see nobody hanging out. You don't see nobody. They only come together. Half the claiming these gangs don't even live in their hoods. Niggas talk about they love the hood so much, then why won't none of y'all niggas live in your hood and be front line? I get it. You just need the energy source. You need the incubator to make yourself feel good. It's not about holding the hood down and saving the community. It's not about that. It's about your own personal gain. It's an energy source to make you look like something. You don't give a about this blood. You don't give a about your hood. Because if you cared about it, you would go there and try to build it up. I'm going to show you somebody who gave about their hood, who really loved their hood. Nipsey Hussle. Mm-hmm. He loved the 60s. He showed us that. Everything he did went into that area. All these other talking about they club the hood, they trying to get the fuck away from me. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. I would no longer sit back and let use the blood and crip in the game to try to hate on somebody, smut somebody up, or to try to make themselves look better. We stripping all that shit, bro. Dead homies. Red Mafia Family. Rest in peace to my nigga Red Rum. That's why I miss Red Rum and I want to say this, right? To Red Rum brother.
I don't know. Maybe y'all can inform me. Again, I know I call on my viewers often to let me know what's going on. And I don't know. What is Red Mafia Family? Is this a gang that he started? Is this a record label? Something he has it right there on his hat. RMF, Red Mafia Family. And he keeps throwing up blood saying Red Mafia Family. That's not a gang a blood gang that I know of. Might be, no, not in LA. Unless it's I don't know. Maybe it's something he started. But okay, so anyway, he has a lot to say. He has a lot of energy against LA, man. He has a lot of energy, and he's always and against LA gang culture, LA gang members, and clearly believes that LA is soft. But nevertheless, as I've said, individuals will say this sort of stuff like a Poetic Flacco, like this individual here, and have you all on the internet thinking one thing, but understand that they say this and then they're never in LA. They're not walking the streets of LA, particularly after this sort of rhetoric. So it's content is on the internet, but in real life, LA is soft, no one fears them anymore and all this. In real life, you're not walking around over there. You're not even driving around over there. You're certainly not walking around exposed out in the open where people can see it's you. That's whoop-de-whoop. Who thinks it's all sweet around here? So much so that he's just walking in the hood. Okay. Yeah, no, they're not walking. He talking about ain't no one hanging out in these hoods. Bet you ain't walking around there. I bet you that. I bet you're not walking in the Crip hood with this big red sweater on, this big old red hat, throwing up the B. Talking about ain't nobody out here, I ain't tripping, y'all all soft. I bet you ain't doing it, bro. So, separate the content from real life. That's all I'm saying, people.
You a bitch. Keep my name out your mouth, Mark. Feel me? Me and my manager, to everybody that been to Red Rum funeral, them big ass flowers that said "Rest in peace, Red Rum." I know y'all seen them. Me and my manager paid for those, bro.
So
all you dust blood that did go to his funeral, you didn't put a dime on that funeral.
So
I couldn't be there because I was out of state.
So they went to the funeral, but didn't put a dime on it. But they went. They paid their respects to their loved one. Maybe they didn't have any money. You did not go. You were out of state. I'm sure plenty of bloods was at that funeral. Is that why you didn't go? Because you were out of state? Okay. You were out of state. You didn't make it back for your boy. Last time you going to be able to see him. Got so much love and loyalty. But you paid for the flowers. You want everybody to know that you paid for it. So they didn't pay, but they were there. You did pay, but you were not there. You paid for the flowers. Funerals cost a lot of money. You ain't paid for no funeral. You paid for some flowers. That's cool. Kudos to you. Not necessarily something to disseminate. You can just say, man, I had love for my boy Red Rum. Whatever. Well, you gotta say you paid for the flowers. Well,
me and my manager, we bought them big ass flowers that said his name at his funeral, bro. We did that. So all you niggas say y'all love Red Rum, niggas did love Red Rum because y'all didn't even put a dime on his funeral. I got receipts. And his brother so much of a be hating on it, talking about, my nigga, shut up. You didn't even do it for your brother. You used to hate on Red Rum. Every time I try to give Red Rum props, his brother want to come out, oh, here we go. Shut your ass up. You Mark. You used to hate on that. Red Rum told me that I got gang of DM messages. I love Jermaine Carter, bro. That's the only big homie that held me down when all you hated on me, bro. He knew about the paperwork before y'all knew about it. He told me don't worry about that. That's nothing.
You love Red Rum so much, whoever that individual is, I don't know. But I'm going to assume if Red Rum is a stand-up individual, rest in peace to him, that he loves his brother, Red Rum, like I love mine. And he would not want you speaking like this about his brother, calling his brother all of these disparaging names and castigating him here on the internet. And out of respect and love for his brother who passed away, if you really loved and respected him, I don't think that that's something that one would be doing. Just my observation.
He said his homies were worse than that. He said, and you didn't tell on him. The nigga Rum been seen that. When I used to go to his apartment in the Nickerson Gardens, you know, when you go up the stairs, did you make that right? Then you go into the room and he got the big ass TV, like a studio set up against the wall. Then it's the chair right. Yeah, I've been there. That's really why Red Mafia Family is called Red Mafia Family. It's for Red Rum, bro.
Now, Snoopy, we were gonna get there, but I'll
Like, quick, like the blood transfusion. RMF is continuing the blood transfusion for Red Rum, bro. I'm letting everybody know that, bro. Red Mafia Family is for Red Rum, bro. That's how much I miss blood. We are leading the blood transfusion. And when I say we're leading the blood transfusion, meaning all the bad blood, all the bad homies, we getting you the fuck up out of here, bro. We exposing all you, bro. Feel me? The blood transfusion is now led by Red Mafia Family. Feel me? We finishing what Red Rum wanted to do, bro. That's my homie, blood. I don't give a how none of you feel. You know what Red Rum used to do for me, Witty?
What's that?
Wow, that's nasty work. The blood transfusion. He said they are now in the business of exposing all fake, unworthy bloods. I mean, the messenger of this message is astonishing. This individual has been accused of being a Crip, being from different hoods. He's accused of being a snitch. And he's talking about he's about to expose all these bloods and get rid of them. So, okay. I don't have no dog in this fight. I'm trying to stay neutral here. But whoa, that was shocking. All right. He's exposed. So now we know what Red Mafia Family is. It's for, I was just questioning that. It's for Red Rum. It's named after his brother who he loves and misses so much, even though he's castigating his real brother here. Red Rum's real brother calling him all sorts of names. He says he loves him so much that he named, I guess, this new gang after him. This is a play on his name, Red Rum, Red Mafia Family, in honor of Red Rum. And they are the exposers. They are about to expose all of you unworthy bloods. You've been put on notice by Snoopy Badass just now that you are about to be exposed and ousted. You're going to be exposed and done away with.
When I needed to get right, he would get mad about me going to dispensaries at night. He say, blood, pull up to my house, blood. So I pull up to his house right there on Imperial, blood. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? And he'd come out and give me like an 8th or a 7 and some trees, bro. All because he didn't want me at no dispensaries at night. And when my homies disses me, blood, I'm going to send you the messages when this interview over. I'm going to let you see how he talked about my homies, blood. How he called the Hollywood's haters and all that. I'm going to send it to you, bro, and saying that they was wrong, bro. I will always honor his name. I'm just tired of his brother got something to say because he a follower and he right at my haters. You, I'll beat your old if you ever come if he crazy. Dead homie, you ain't doing it. Keep your name alive. So let me work. Rest in peace, Jermaine Carter. Rest in peace, Red Rum. I love you, blood.
Now, I was going to get there because...
Yeah, I hear you, man. You know. But if you talk about my little brother like that, I'm crawling back from the grave to bring you there with me. I'll go back to the grave, but you coming with me. Yeah, no, talking about I'll beat your old ass. What? You threatening so my brother's up in age and you're threatening to beat him down because you don't like something he said or whatever. That's my brother. I don't care how much you talking about you love me. You don't love me as much as my brother does. No, so that's a bad deal.
Recently, there was a film that premiered on YouTube by the name of Beyond the Wax.
Oh,
And You, Red Rum, and several others were featured in the film and were prominent features in the film, right? And they spent a good part of the film talking about Red Rum and also showing his funeral and everything, man. And, for a lot of people who don't know,
The ones that said Red Rum,
yeah,
Red Mafia Family bought those. RMF bought those. Got it.
We back to the flowers. And he's banging hard about those flowers. Those flowers? You seen at the funeral? My family bought RMF blood. We did that. You think he talking about, he massacred 10 people or something. We did that, RMF. Talking about bought some flowers. Calm down, bro. You bought some flowers for your brother that you love so much. Why we gotta know that so many times in that sort of tone, with that amount of aggression, that you bought some flowers for your loved one? That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to give your life for them. You bought some flowers, you want to keep talking about that. These dudes, man, that's why I don't mess with these types. I'm good.
Here.
I watched the whole film as soon as it dropped. I was impressed by it, man. It was really good, man.
RMF bought those flowers. Then none of them dusty ass bloods that was there, riding, clout chasing his legacy, put nothing on his funeral, bro. RMF bought them flowers. Don't make me pull up receipts, nigga. Anybody that try to lie, come bloods. Out of here, bro. I hear you, though.
But in the film, man, it talks about, the start of, really gangster rap, like banging on wax, and makes those comparisons. And it's funny how Red Rum was such an integral part in a lot of the things that ended up developing on the West Coast. Now, I was going to ask you about your personal relationship, but you already gave us a good background on that, man. But how do you think about the film overall?
I love the. Look at Red Rum told me, blood. Let me tell you a little story, right? Tell y'all a little from just one, right? Red Rum called me one day, like, hey, blood. He said, man, guess who I had to check? I said, who? He said, I had to check G-Led and Fed Newton. I said, why? He said, because they called me talking about, and with this, what the fans don't know. Before diss me, before I even did I did anything that they tried to use to act like they don't like me, they was already plotting to try to beef with me, bro. Like, just two haters, right? This before was even.
Okay. It don't matter if they were plotting on you before or not. They ended up being validated. They ended up receiving information that said that you were snitching, that you are a snitch. This is what he's talking about, getting on the stand. Before this even came out about me, they were already plotting. They was already hating on me. As if you didn't give them a reason to hate more, or that you didn't validate their suspicion of you. You did. So no one cares about if they were hating on you before. Let's talk about the stand, and if you got on there, and not if you snitched or not. All of these smoke screens and these distractions with these dudes.
Been trying to smut me up or anything. But like G-Lin and Fig was already trying to look before a way to try to hate and try to sabotage my platform because, you know what I'm saying? I had the little B Brazy look unknowingly and they was jealous of it. You know what I'm saying? Because G-Lin always been a hater of B Brazy secretly though. You know what I'm saying? So, G-Lin, he called, him and Fig called Red Rum and say, hey, Snoopy Badass, bro. I'm saying, yeah, that's my little. And Rum called me back and told me everything, right? Rum said he even recorded the conversation, but he gone, so I can't get it from him, right? He said, man, I recorded this. He said, these niggas called me and asked me, do I said, hell yeah, that's my. And it was like, man, you don't think he be trying to bite B-Braze? And Red Rum said, no. He said, what, because he got a cherry curl? He was like, no. He said, that ain't never recited a B-Brazy verse. He don't try to talk like him or anything. And he said, nigga, Fig, seem like you be biting Braze more than anybody if you want to talk about it. And he said they left it alone. And he called me right away and told me, bro. And like that is why I always be loyal to Blood. Like that was a real big homie, Blood, and I miss Blood. Like I literally cried tears when Blood died, bro. That hurted my soul, bro. because he wanted to live. I talked to Blood before he died. I said, but I love you. He said, I love you too. I said, man, like, he could barely talk. He was like, I love you too. Like, nothing.
I shed tears for Blood when he died. What? Yeah. That's your loved one. That's what happened. You want a lot of credit for that too? That's how much you love him? Because you shed tears for him? Gangsters don't cry. Gangsters don't shed tears. You do. We all do. You shed tears for him. That's what you're supposed to do. You should still be crying today if you love him so much. Dudes, man. I don't want no friends. I don't want friends like this that's talking about they shed some tears for me and want some credit for it. That's what you supposed to do. You bought some flowers for me for my funeral and want all of this credit around the world because you bought some flowers at my funeral. Man, kill it. Knock it off.
That just hurt, Blood. Really bothered me, bro. You know what I'm saying, Blood? So Red Mafia Family is like, you feel me? That's for Red Rum, Blood. You know what I'm saying? We leading the blood transfusion, Blood, because ain't none of these other gonna do it. Ain't none of these other try to keep them alive. Home Blood, Rum was very loud. He was very loud. Rum was very loud, Blood. He don't want to be forgotten. In RML, we gonna make sure he's never forgotten. Home Blood.
And Snoopy, that's solid, man. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Yep, they hurt, Blood. Like you don't understand. Blood trying to do everything right to have a long life. Blood was trying to eat right. He like Blood, like Blood on my mama. Blood, I shedded a tear with Blood. Told me like Blood, like why I gotta go, Blood. Like nigga, I eat right. I do everything right. Like it hurted, Blood, to see somebody that I looked up to, Blood, as a power. You know what I'm saying, Blood? Just so weak and just feeling so defeated, Blood. It hurt my heart. That's why I go hard for Blood. I don't give a about his kids or his brother or anybody that got something to say about what I'm doing. You. You ain't doing for Blood. I know everything. I know about him getting jumped by his baby mom. I know about all that. You don't want to pump playing with me. This for Blood. Blood was with a good ass heart, Blood. And y'all like y'all forgot Blood. Home run. You don't even see his homies. He put the avenues on the map. Them niggas don't even give Blood his flowers. So don't say about RMF. Red Mafia Family. Long live Red Rum, Blood.
All right, what?
781, the numbers for RMF.
All right. RMF. Red Rum. He's emotional. Says no one else is giving him his flowers. You don't know what his family is going through. You don't know what his family is going through, bro. Because they're not on the internet or publicizing whatever they've done for him and his legacy. Because they haven't said that they bought him some flowers. They paid for the funeral, I'm sure. You haven't heard them say it doesn't mean anything. You don't know what his family is going through, man. Or what his family is doing, or how they feel about their loved one not being here anymore. You don't know what they go through in the privacy of their own hearts. Nevertheless, let me know what you all think in the comments. This is Snoopy Badass, said that it's the blood transfusion. He is exposing faulty bloods who are unworthy of being bloods, who've done something wrong, who have flouted a rule or a protocol. He is about to expose you. And then oust you, get rid of you. You can't be a blood anymore. Be badass, I guess, is calling shots for the bloods. He gonna expose some and then get rid of them. That's what he just said. He also said, of course, that LA gangs are soft. To paraphrase, there are no gang wars going on. It's a fashion show, individuals just dressing up, trying to outdo each other with their dress code as opposed to violence. Well, I don't agree with that, but I'll take that. I hope that we can get to that point. Everyone, where we just trying to outdress each other instead of kill each other. That works for me. So if some individuals and some gangs are doing that, hats off to you. Stay safe and stay free. People.